Hey guys, welcome back to the FITTR podcast season 3. Thanks so much for tuning in for the last two episodes. We really appreciate you. Today's topic might be a little triggering for some people, and let me tell you why. Fat shaming or fit shaming, both these have become a part of the culture that we live in right now. A few years ago, the singer Adele lost weight, and for some reason, everybody on the internet lost their shit. They started accusing her of fat shaming them. How could you lose weight? Why are you telling us to lose weight? Anybody who is fit, anybody who says you need to lose weight, or even if they don't say that, just the fact that they appear fit is seen as some kind of an attack on people who don't have the same physique. So, on today's episode, that's what I wanted to discuss with JC. Can you be fat and fit at the same time? And is there such a thing called being too fit? Hey JC,
Hey.
welcome back to our episode.
Yes.
So, like I was saying, fat shaming,
Yeah.
right? Uh, have you been accused of fat shaming?
I don't remember that, but I'm usually pretty non-judgmental when it comes to, like viewing people in lights of fit or fat. I believe everybody's in the journey of getting fitter, and partly because I have been fat, so I have been subject to fat shaming.
You've been subjected to fat shaming.
In the
People
past.
teasing you and bullying you,
Yes,
that
yes,
sort of a
absolutely.
thing. Yeah. But what I meant was, you are a very fit person.
Yeah.
You're also quite visible on social media. Have you had people come up to you and say, why do you need to look like this? Why can't you just be a regular dude? Why do you need to be shredded?
Yeah, all the
Kya
time.
zarurat hai?
All the time.
What's your response to them?
Nothing usually. I enjoy being fit. I've seen both the sides, and I believe that I'm happier now than I used to be when I was unfit.
What is the source of this happiness? Is it the physique itself, looking in the mirror, or is it something else?
It's the discipline. The physique is an outcome of the process. It's a byproduct of my lifestyle, and it's a good reminder that my lifestyle is good. So you can wake up in the mirror every single day, and you know that you didn't wake up like this because you ate a lot of junk, or you drank too much, or partied hard. You know that you were disciplined yesterday, and so what you see in the mirror is
A result of that.
Exactly.
It's something you've earned. It's not
Yes.
something that someone gave you.
Yeah,
You took it. You made it for yourself.
Yeah, it's like crafting something. It's like building something. When something is being built, it's usually a process of building. So you lay the foundation, and then you keep working hard and hard, and every day you see the progress. That's a combination of all those years, months, and days of discipline, the work you put in, right? So that's exactly what it is. When you wake up, you see yourself in the mirror, you recognize that, yes, I've been putting a lot of work, and my lifestyle has been good, and this is where I am now.
Back when you were fat, like you said, was there someone you looked up to and said, okay, I want to look like that person. I want to be that person.
You know that, right? You know the answer to that.
I want you to hear. Say it one more time.
Hrithik Roshan, yeah.
Hrithik Roshan.
Yes.
Yes. What was it about him that you wanted to emulate?
I mean, he was
The
beautiful.
physique, of course. I mean,
At
that's
the time,
not
at the
given.
time, at the time, I didn't know him, right? I just saw him. I just fell in love with the guy, the way he looked, the way he talked. Like, he looked like a freaking superhero,
Yeah.
right? So
Still does.
Still does. So yeah.
But then, cut to today, 2023. Obviously, I remember back in the day, when Hrithik and Salman Khan and so many other actors, it suddenly started this fitness trend. Now it's as if the world has flipped on its head. Now even magazines like Sports Illustrated won't show fit people on the cover.
Well, I don't believe that it undermines the importance of fitness. I think it's just some people trying to sell stuff to unfit people, by making them feel inclusive. So instead of telling them how things are really, and that it's not very healthy for you to be excessively overweight in the long run, because it is going to affect your well-being. It's going to affect how long you live. It is going to affect the lives of people around you. They are just using this whole fit shaming, fat shaming, body positivity as a movement to sell them stuff. So I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's very sustainable. At some point of time, people will come back to their senses and they'll realize that what people preach online and when people say, hey, it's okay to be unfit, is very short-lived, and you can't really live your life happily if you're unfit. It's very difficult. You can live that for maybe 5 years, 10 years, maybe in your prime, but the older you get, your body starts giving up.
So here's the hot button question. Can you be fat or overweight and still be healthy?
No, you can't be.
Why not?
Because fat or excessive adipose tissue deposition is unhealthy because it leads to decline in testosterone levels, increase in your estrogen levels. Your organs become fatty, and there's actually a condition called fatty liver, right? More fat gets deposited around your organs, your arteries start getting clogged, your cholesterol levels shoot up, your blood glucose goes up, and it's basically you're a ticking time bomb. You can maybe stay fat or unhealthy during your prime years, but after your prime years, you will 100% develop some sort of lifestyle condition. It could be something.
You will face the consequences of your choices, and
yes, and the consequences will keep getting worse with every passing year. So no, you can't really be unhealthy. You can be fit and fat at the same time, because fitness is basically different than being healthy. When we're
could you
talking
explain
about
this? Because I think maybe then I might have got the question wrong. When I said, can you be fat and healthy? What I meant was, lifestyle diseases and things like that. Now,
no,
I
no,
know
you
that,
are bound to get lifestyle diseases if you are
overweight.
if you are fat, if you're overweight.
But then explain this when you said you can be fat and fit at the same time.
Yeah, you can dance much better than a lot of fit people. Like I know I can't dance worth anything, but a lot of
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, a lot of unfit people, morbidly obese people can probably dance better than me. I can't even do a proper full split now, but a lot of unfit people can. I can't skate as well as some unfit people can. A lot of unfit people can also do backflips. They can also do bungee jumping. They can do all sorts of stuff that regular fit people can do. And it's very easy for somebody to get confused that their athletic abilities translate into health, which means absence of disease. No, they are still at a very high risk of developing some sort of lifestyle disease with the other person with probably much better physical fitness is not.
So, if I had to say this in a nutshell, health is the absence of disease, whereas fitness is, or being fit is maybe your certain physical abilities that you have.
Physical abilities, your ability to move around, your ability to do something, fit for something. Fit is never used in isolation. It's a culmination of physical, mental, social, financial. But really, when amongst friends, when we are talking about it, we are essentially referring to absence of any disease. And again, there's a caveat because, for example, I'm physically fit. My health parameters are pretty good, but I do have hepatitis B.
Yeah.
I do have osteoarthritis. Those are the things I can't do anything because those are more or less genetic, right?
But what about the fact, like you said, you have hepatitis B and arthritis, the fact that you have not allowed them to progress
Yes.
or take over your life, that would be a sign of both health and fitness?
Yes. I do have athletic abilities. I am fit for a lot of things. Like I can climb faster, I can run faster, I can probably do martial arts better than most people, right? So that makes me fit for a lot more things than average people, I'd say.
You spoke about inclusivity, earlier, and I've been a part of the FITTR community for so long, and that, is one of the most inclusive and diverse communities that I've seen. And that's what I would like to tell people who say that, fat shaming is a bad thing, where, the community is a very good example of the fact that you are, advocating change. You are telling people to become better, improve their health, but it's being done in a very, how would I say this, in a very gentle, compassionate manner. So, talking about health or fitness doesn't mean automatically that you are judging people.
No, I think it has to come from a place of deep care, deep love and compassion. I think by now people have realized that a person like me is not out there to mock people. I'm out there to help people. And I believe if I would have said the same thing maybe 7 or 8 years back, people would deem me as somebody who's judging them. But today, when I speak the truth that a fat doesn't make you healthy, and if you're overweight and if you're unhealthy, that's not good for you. They recognize that it's coming from a place of care and compassion, not from a place of judgment or, like trolling or mocking.
So let's say people out there who want to encourage their friends or family members to get fit, and sometimes it can become a very, a very strange conversation because people are not very welcoming. They don't want to hear. They don't want to be told, "Arey, वजन कम कर." So what would you suggest? What approach should a person like that take when talking to their loved ones about this?
See, it's a very sensitive subject. Even today, I don't speak directly to people who I don't know. Like if I come across a stranger, usually what happens is they're the ones who strike the conversation and saying, JC, you're so fit, please make me also fit. Then it's like, we get into the chat. Otherwise, I don't point out if they're unfit because I, immediately get reminded of the fact that when I was unfit and people used to point out, it didn't feel good. So I never make that initiation. I don't initiate that.
Fat shaming is definitely not the way to help somebody.
No, it's absolutely disastrous. I think it does more bad than good. You should not point out people if they're unfit or fat. But this is a conversation. This is like you're asking me a question. I'm answering. I'm not pointing out that this person or that person needs to be fit or fat. I'm not essentially saying that. Having said that, I think the way to do it is basically serving as an example and constantly bettering yourself, not just in the realm of physical fitness, but mental, financial, social, not in a manner where you have to lie, but truthfully. So when I tell people, hey, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my physical fitness, I'm not lying. I'm telling them the truth. And that makes people think, is it really though? This person is financially doing so well, he's doing socially so well. Is there a way that it is all connected to somehow his physical fitness? The minute they think that, they see physical fitness as something more than just a body. It's a culmination, it's discipline, consistency, patience. These are all values, these are all systems, these are all basic principles that apply not just to one aspect, but your entire life. Right? So I think that's really important. So you have to constantly, be an example in front of the people. And one fine day, you think that they will start noticing and start listening to you.
Can you tell us a story, somebody from your life, someone you're close to, who has witnessed your change and has been inspired to change themselves?
The FITTR community itself.
Somebody close to you. I mean, the FITTR community is, yes. I mean, of course,
okay, the close ones are the toughest. The close ones are the toughest. You think that, me being fit would have like a direct effect on my family. It took me 3 years to convince my mom and dad to make fitness as their lifestyle. And when they did, my mom ended up losing 20 kgs.
Wow.
And my dad is now no longer hypertensive. Right? So usually the close ones are the most resistant to change.
Ironic.
Ironic. And that's because wo ghar ki murgi dal barawal.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that happens.
Did you strike the conversation or did they come to you and say, beta, now it's time?
Yeah, look, I think the conversation went something like this. I remember telling my mom and dad, Mom, look, I run a fitness company. And, I think you guys have to take fitness more seriously. Because I remember for the longest time, my parents were like, now we are 50, now we are 40, now we are aging, now we just have nothing left to do, we're just going to die and this and that. I mean, they would always say these things. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So they would always say these things and those things would irritate the hell out of me. I'm like, guys, it's just 50. You have freaking 50 more years to live. Now I'm 37. I don't feel like I'm like turning old or something. I for all I know, I'd probably feel the same for the next 20, 30, 40 years. I would love to prolong it to even the whole life I have left to live. But it would just irritate the hell out of me. I was like, this mindset is so destructive. Nothing good is ever going to come out of this. So I think more often than not, it was this point that I was trying to convey to them that, Mom, I'm 35, I'm 34. And I remember when you guys were 34 and 35 and you were like, we are getting old. Now I'm your age. I don't feel like I'm getting old. then I would point out to Sunil Shetty and now who's like incredibly fit. He's almost the same age as my dad, and I would constantly send him pictures of him. I'm like, look, dad, he can do it. Look at him. He looks like a 40-year-old guy. Why do you have? And my dad doesn't look old.
I've met him.
Yeah, he doesn't look old. My mom probably looks 55, but my dad definitely doesn't look 65. He doesn't look old, and he's pretty active. But it's just that the way, the approach. He probably looks a lot more fitter than his counterpart. And Akriti's dad actually looks like a very handsome, like a 40-year-old guy. He doesn't, and he's older than my dad. But the way they talk is just, it's crazy. So the mindset change took a very long time.
So I'm going to add a little ghee to the fire. Who transformed better, your dad or Akriti's dad?
Akriti's dad never had to transform. He's never been unfit. Akriti's whole family is really fit. And I think that's all thanks to genetics, that Akriti is also super fit.
So now, apart from you, aside from you, who's the second fittest person in your family?
In my family, my brother.
Yeah?
Brother is pretty fit. Yeah, he goes to the gym, he works out. So he was on the weaker side, as in he looked like he's malnourished all through his childhood, and I looked like I was like overweight.
Like eating all his food?
So he had to come from
Were you
this
eating all
side
his
to
food,
this
JC?
side.
Be honest, were you eating all his food?
In the hostels, yes.
Yes.
In the hostel I was. Not because I was like asking him for the food, because the food was like so bad, he wouldn't eat it. And
You couldn't get enough.
I couldn't get enough. I was also bigger than him. I was 3 years older than him. And they were serving both of us the same quantity of food. It was never enough. And he always liked drinking tea. And I hated tea. I hate milk. I hate tea. I hate coffee. So I'll give him my tea and biscuits, and he'll give me his poha. Yeah.
So, it is possible at any age. Your father's shown this, your mom has shown this. It is possible at any age to improve your health, get fit,
Absolutely.
and do this. Any challenges that maybe people should watch out for? I mean, you obviously don't want to suddenly get up one day and I'm going to change everything about my life now.
Yeah.
Take it step by step.
Yeah.
What challenges along the way? Any precautions that they should take if they decide to get fit?
I think just by the time people are 60, 70, especially in India, almost everybody has one or two lifestyle disorders. Matlab, utna nahi hoga to, are you even aging,
Right.
bro?
Are you an Indian?
Are you even an Indian parent, bro? Like you have to have some sort of a problem, right? Like my
BP,
dad's
sugar, kuch to
HbA1c was higher.
Yeah.
My mom's BP was higher. My dad was hypertensive, right? So all these problems. So you just have to take it one day at a time and gradually. If you try to push yourself too much, you are old. You have weak bones. There's a good chance that you might incur an injury which you might not recover from, and then you'd probably blame your routine. And then, after listening to you, maybe 10 people who were deciding to get fit will not get fit, right? So just be careful, take it easy, one day at a time. Health and fitness can really transform not just your physical body, but also your mind and everything else. It makes everything better. But there's a method to this. And follow the method, do it step by step, and results will follow. And you'll be much more happier.
Before we end the episode, I want you to say something to the people, but not to people who are already fit or who want to get fit, but the people who've been telling them not to get fit. You don't need to be fit. You don't need to be healthy. You are good the way you are.
Yeah.
Can you just look at the camera and tell them something?
You guys are probably the worst kind of friends anyone can ask for. You should not do that. You think you care about people you love, and that's this thing that you don't need to get fit is coming out of concern. These concerns are not only misplaced, they are outright dangerous. They're not helping your friends, they're not helping your family. You are a bad influence on your friends and family. I hope people will go far away from you.
Oh God.
I know it sounds bad, but it's good for them. You're not good for them. Going away from you is good for them.
Strong words from JC, but truth bombs. All of them.
Personal experience, you have to leave these kind of people who really portray as your well-wishers when they're not. You have to leave them behind. That's the only way you are going to get anywhere in life. These people are like energy suckers.
Whether that's career, whether that's fitness, whether relationships, anything.
If you don't leave these people behind, you will fail. And when you do fail, these people will come celebrate your failures. Very
It makes them
dangerous.
feel good about themselves.
It makes them feel good about themselves. They feel happy in other people's failures. So get rid of such people.
That's a powerful note on which to end this week's episode. JC, thank you so much. I must shake your hand on this.
Thank you.
We'll be back next week with another episode, and we'll of course bust many more myths and help you get fit now and in the future. Thanks for watching.